Right check, you hear me?
Get the IG going. Oh yeah. Getting the IG going. Yeah, we up now. Wagwan. This is the Sports Time Zone, ladies and gentlemen. Yours truly, Noom said Noom in the building. Shout out to my producer, Q the Beat, in the building. We got a special guest. Well, at this point, she ain't even really a guest no more. We got Yanni Ma, the Fairy Plug Mother, joining us in just a moment. Before we get started, Q the Beat. Tell the folks what they got to do to help us out here.
Y'all click that like, share, and subscribe button. Also, hit us up on IG. Y'all know what it is.
Y'all know what it is.
Sports Time _zone. Hit us up on IG. On Facebook, we on everything, man. Twitter. Fine if they had it. MySpace, Black Planet.
We on everything.
OG Black Planet.
And if you never know, and if we don't get these numbers up and start getting monetized soon, it might be OnlyFans.
GoFundMe, all that.
Do something strange for some change. Just clowning. Anyway, before we even get started any further, shout out to KE Creations. If you're trying to get your graphics, designs, and all of that, shout out to KE. She'll get you right on all of that. Shout out to my man, Gene Hennigan. Shout out to GoodLifeClothing.com. Shout out to every single one of our sponsors that help us out and look out. Now, we got a special one coming to the stage who is also the CEO for one of our sponsors, Seven Figure Society Marketing Agency CEO, the one and the only Yanni Ma. Welcome back. At this point, Yanni, it's not even welcome back. It's like welcome home, because this is home for you. How you feeling over there, Chi-Town?
Feeling good. Weather a little stabby, but it's okay.
It's all good. We still gonna make it work. We're gonna make it do what it do. Those of y'all in the chats, make sure if y'all haven't done so, share the video. We got some real good topics. We still trying to get our subscribers up, so share it around. Spread the word. Sports Time Zone. This is our Out of Bounds edition of the Sports Time Zone. So we got a few good topics today. We get spicy on Thursdays, yo. Y'all know how it get on Thursday. We have Yanni Ma, the Fairy Plug Mother, in here on Thursday. Y'all know it's about to be up. We're going to talk a lot about what went on in the Fort Worth City Council race. There was some hands being thrown out there. We're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to get into cancel culture. What's going on with cancel culture? Like, people just getting canceled left and right. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about raising stepkids, some of the challenges and whatever that you might go through when it comes to that. Got a lot of good topics. Yanni, we're going to get into some stuff, something that went down in Tallahassee. Athlete fumbling the bag. Like, it's so much we're going to get into. So let's just dive right into it. I'm going to start this thing off with this one. Now, when I saw this, I was bugging out. And I was like, look, why does it gotta be us? Like, that's my first day when I seen it. A Fort Worth City Council race. Two candidates that's running for city council in Funky Town, Fort Worth. One named Peyton Jackson, a sister from Fort Worth area, and a brother named Chris Nettles. They almost threw hands. Like, first of all, it's a debate. And I want y'all to, take a look at, this is a debate now. You notice the sister, I think this is Peyton. She was sitting at that table with her water bottle sitting there. But then she gets up, walks over to Mr. Chris Nettles, who's running against her, to confront him. I guess they was having a back and forth, and she had enough, and she got up out of her seat, and then look what happens, y'all. So she's standing there in front of, my man stands up, she puts her hand immediately behind her back. Like, now, when black people...
Yeah. You got that. I'm not going to have it. Going on.
But when a
ready,
sister put
baby.
her
She
hands
ready.
behind her back and lean into you,
That means she's ready for whatever.
She got that
y'all can
excuse
kind
me.
of see where
What
this
you
is
say?
going.
That means she ready for whatever, baby.
So she gets in his okay. So now she gets so close to his face that he could smell her perfume, her breath, whatever. And he puts his arm out and kind of whisks her away. And from there, then everybody gets
That's
up.
her. Like, hold on.
Right. So yeah. So
Throw a paper.
yeah. Now, I don't know what kind of, it's speculation about, Chris Nettles and his, his preference and all of that. But one thing about it, a brother got some pride. Now, she got up out of her seat, walked all the way across the thing, stood up in his face, got in his face, and he kind of whisked her away. So my question, hell almost broke loose. My question, Yanni, is on this. How do you, if you're in that situation and you're running for council, you debating somebody, you sitting down, and this person get up out their seat, walk over to you, stand over you, do you handle it the way that this brother did, by getting up, standing your ground, whisking, or do you just sit there? Do you walk away? Like, how do you handle that situation? I'm curious to know, if that was you sitting in that chair, how would that have went down?
Man. That's like it
Now
depends
you're running
on
for
what.
city council, so
Yes, but the crazy part is though, just because still that you're on a political campaign and you trying to run for alderman. I don't care what council that you're running for. However, people is still human, and the thing is, you don't know what people go through during the day. That day it might be one of those days where, like where what she did might been his trigger for that moment, because of course it's easier said than done. Of course we all be like, oh my god, I would have did that. A lot of people go, first thing people have been doing is they've been watching the videos. Oh, I wouldn't dare did that. I would have did
yeah,
this. I would have did it like this. I would have did it like this. I would have did it like this. That's people, everybody always saying what they would have did it like, until the shoe was actually on the other feet. I don't know, to be honest. I wouldn't even lie to you. I don't know what I would have did. Not saying that I would have crashed out, or not saying that I would have just got up and walked away and quote
right,
unquote how people say, oh, you a punk, or however. It's just that I'm not gonna lie, it just didn't depend on the day. It depends on the mood. And I feel like with the situation though now, because now it's a man against a woman, so it's a gender type of thing. So
yeah,
she should never walked up in his face because he's a man. Not saying that we punks and we can't whoop men, but that's not
right.
the norm for us. Just be walking up on those man like we could just beat him like she a WWF fighter or something.
Well, I mean, make no mistake about it. If he got up and like truly retaliated and put hands on her, then he's wrong for that, because it's a man, and all of that. So he was in a lose-lose situation. My thing is, if I'm running for city council, now
Mhm.
it's easy for me to say that right now because I'm sitting
Okay.
here. But if I'm running for city council and somebody stand up over me and they doing all of this rah-rah, how I handle the situation might just determine whether or not I win or lose this election. So right there, the way he put his hand here and turned his back, honestly, I think he handled it appropriately. He didn't go over the top, like really like push her and like cuss her out. He kind of,
Yeah,
you're not finna.
technically, and then technically now, what Q, that part that you just had seen, I mean, just had played right there, like where she kinda, even after the situation that he stood up, it was like she still was antagonizing because it was like she tried to hit him. Look,
Yeah,
know,
yes,
see, she's wrong regardless of what. Because
she
it's
is
freedom of
wrong.
speech. It's freedom of speech. I don't give a fuck what he said or how he said or whatever. It's freedom of speech. You can't know.
Yeah,
Second
no,
Amendment.
exactly. Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
you
you're in
can't
a
you can't do
debate.
that, man. That
It's
right
a
there. But then
debate.
if he would have choke slammed and beat her down now, oh, he's a woman beater. Oh, this and all this other stuff. But if she would have beat him, then what she would have been?
Yeah, you're right. See, it's the
She's a
Undertaker. Like he
man
should have got
beater.
the under. Now, what's crazy too is that you didn't hear the audio, but when she came in, she was strapped. Now Texas is an open carry state. She
Okay,
had her holster and her piece right there on her hip. Now they took
that's
it off
wait.
of her. They took it from her before the debate. Now imagine If she had it, she still got the holster, but they took the strap, like Q is pointing out to y'all right there. They took the strap from her, but let's say she did have that piece on her during this whole altercation. Who's to know how that would have turned out? You know, and Q, you know, I'm sure you know about the open carry out there in Texas, but yeah.
I love
So
it.
they get wild and crazy out there. So thank goodness nobody was hurt, but it's crazy to see two councilmen out there in Funky Town, Texas, getting down to the point that they almost about to throw hands at each other.
Emotionally crashing out. People just emotionally crashing out in this new generation. Everybody want to be right. No, nobody want to be wrong, or what you say is more superior than what I say, or like everybody just in competition. It's just too compatible. And the moral of the story, they forgetting the big picture though. Technically, y'all supposed to be for the community. How y'all into it?
Exactly.
And y'all putting the community at risk. Why doing the fact that they gonna see how that you could crash out easily? Nobody's gonna put you in office.
Yeah, and you know what's sad is that they are a reflection of their community.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Like, no,
saying?
I don't want to come to nothing with you because you gonna liable crash out. Okay, so if she did that to him,
Yeah,
it could be a parent, it could be a homeless person, and she
right.
around
And
and
she gonna
emotionally
spaz
crash out
out.
on anybody.
You know what I'm
So she's
saying?
not really. I don't know per se. I can't even all the way judge her. But just
Uh,
seeing that.
Yeah,
She's
nah.
emotional crash out. I don't care what you
She,
say.
she is. And for those of y'all that just joined us on the live, I see a couple of people just checked in. We was just talking about a situation in Funky Town, Texas, where two city councilmen were debating each other, and one of the councilmen, a female, got up out of her seat, walked all the way across the stage to the other person, stood up over him, and was basically sunning him, like little boy in him. He got up out of his seat. It was like kind of
Your
pushed,
son,
like
your son.
he nudged her off a little bit, and then all hell almost broke loose. The female city councilman, she was strapped when she came into the debate, but they took her strap from her before the debate, and thank God they did, because it probably would have been some bang bang shoot 'em up in there. But thankfully nobody was hurt, and that's all we got on that topic. Now we're gonna keep this train moving because we got a lot of good stuff, and I'm glad y'all just came in. Y'all sit down because this one gonna be a good one. Cancel culture, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time of our society where one person can be mad at somebody and get a whole entire movement of people to be mad at that same person just because they mad at them. This is what we call the follow the leader society and era that we in right now. It's cancel culture to me is a direct result of the follow the leader mentality. It basically forces society standards on everyone. And it usually starts with one person or one group of people that's offended by someone. Once they take a stand, then the majority of social media and everybody follows suit. I mean, we got craziness. People getting canceled for doing the most minute stuff. Like I was telling my people, I was telling Q and Yanni before the show started, you got comedians getting canceled for telling jokes. You got players, athletes getting canceled for sharing memes or sharing comments online. Like, it's wild and crazy, yo. It's just too much cancel culture, I think, that's going on right now. So my question, I guess, to my crew right here, and Yanni, I know you got something to say on this too, but how do we combat cancel culture? Like, is it a way, like if somebody get canceled for something, is it a way for them to ever come back from that? And if so, how would they go about doing it? Like what's the combat for cancel culture? And we're going to talk about a few of these people that got canceled and whether or not they should have.
So on one hand, I can actually say cancel culture has empowered people to hold public figures and companies accountable for harmful behavior. It
Okay.
has helped amplify voices that have historically been ignored or silenced. Now, on the other hand, critics argue that it can promote mob mentality, leave no room for growth or forgiveness, and sometimes target people unfairly without due process or full content. Basically, like what you were saying, follow the leader. Just because you and me might have a little discrepancy now, Q want to be on the bandwagon. Like, okay, I'm just saying. You see what I'm saying? Like, want to choose sides.
Right.
If you don't
Right.
know the whole situation, then you need to see what's going on before you even start trying to take sides. But
Yeah.
however, what can I really say though? So is it a time to get rid of cancel culture? Maybe. It's more about evolving, shifting from cancellation to accountability with a path for redemption. And call out harmful behavior, yes, but also allow space for education, apology, and change.
And you know what? I'm glad you said that, Yanni, because let's talk about that accountability piece. So what you're saying is cancel culture can be a good thing for holding companies and organizations accountable. I
Yes.
say that cancel culture is a way for people to avoid accountability. And let me explain that. Somebody says something that's offensive, but it's true, but it offended somebody. And that person who's offended by it creates a movement to cancel that person that said it to avoid them accepting the accountability of what that person said being true. Now let me reel it in again. The person that cancels someone is offended because that person said the truth about them. It might be an ugly truth. It might not be a truth that they want to expose, but it's the truth. So for them to avoid and have to face that truth, they get that person canceled. So now I don't have to deal with it. They said something that was offensive to me, even though it's true, but it offended me and made me feel a certain way. Now I'm gonna get that person canceled. So I think cancel culture is also a tool for some to use to avoid accountability for what they know to be true. I mean, if that makes sense, Q. I mean, you following where I'm coming from on that?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, I agree.
All right. Now, on the other hand, of course, you got the era that we're in right now. We're just in an era where a lot of people are more sensitive to things. So you can't really just say things how you want to say it the way you want to say it, which is crazy because looking at some of the generational talents from my era of me growing up, I grew up listening to Eddie Murphy when I was real small. I don't really remember Richard Pryor too much, but I heard about Richard Pryor. I saw Bernie Mac. I saw, Arsenio. I saw Chappelle. I saw Cat Williams. I saw all of these great Andrew Dice Clay. He's a white comic, but these are comics that in the era, in their prime, if they were telling those jokes that they were telling then today, they would be done.
They would have been canceled.
Easy.
Especially for the what they say, the LBGQ ABCDFG community. I'm just saying because back in the day they used to crack a jokes and say a lot of homophobic words. But
Eddie Color would not be around.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of shows won't be around.
A lot of shows.
Dave Chappelle.
Chappelle is the only one who survived it, but they tried to change him and he didn't go for it. So
he changed his what he stayed at back. That's what he did and came back stronger than ever.
Look, I remember all kind of, ethnic jokes. It was white jokes, and he told gay jokes, and he told fat jokes, like even what we call now is autistic, but back then they used a different term for it. He told those kind of jokes too. Yeah. Like, so these were jokes that we came up on and grew up on, but again, we living in a different time, so we can't really laugh out loud to these things because somebody next to you might get offended and now all of a sudden you cancel, because so it used to be a rule. You can make a racist joke or a fat joke or any kind of those jokes as long as it was funny. But now the funnier it is, the more likely you're gonna get canceled. Because if too many people laugh. Yeah, exactly. If too many people laugh, then now that's okay, now it's time to cancel this person. So
okay, let me know, Brown.
Cancel. Your $5 ass down before I make change. And he pulled pulled the blade up.
Boy, stop playing.
That boy Kareem Akbar. Nah, but to your point,
era, man.
I don't really know if there is a way back from being canceled. Very few, like I was saying, Dave Chappelle, he seems to be cancel proof. They tried it, but they didn't. Mike Tyson, for one period of time, he was low key canceled, or at least they tried to. He came back from it. But I think
biting people's ears off.
Mike Vick got canceled.
Y'all bringing up old stuff. Mike Vick, that's a good
Wait a
one.
minute.
Mike,
You say, see, that was the old me. You see, you
that old stuff. Mike Vick did get canceled for the situation. He came back from it.
Little dog, okay.
Tiger Woods, low key, was kind of
cheater, pumpkin eater. Okay.
He came back. OJ was canceled, but he still was
able
to. He was.
If the glove don't fit,
Kanye West.
It wasn't him.
Kanye.
He's a spoiled brat.
So
the baby.
Yeah, I get right. So
he's emotionally crash out. That's what he is.
So
and I love him down, baby. You hear me? And I'm gonna listen to his songs all the time and shake a little ass too with it. You hear me? Hey, say what? You hear me, y'all? But baby ain't a little emotional crash out. He needs to tone it down some.
I feel, you know what, baby do be wilding out. I love
his music. Let's talk about it. You know he do. But he is a great artist, like whatever you call it, more like producing his videos and stuff. I love his concepts and different stuff, because his music be hot. But then when you look at the video, sometimes the video don't even match it, but it be raw as fuck. It's be like,
raw. Okay. So I think that's one of the things that saved him. Speaking to what we were just saying, like, how are you able to survive cancel culture? I think people like Baby, he's surviving it because he has good content. He's got a good enough product that even though a vast majority of people want to bury him,
and he got a raw ass fan base.
He still do.
Baby.
Mike Tyson, same thing with him. Like he was canceled, but he was still relevant enough, and he brought something to the game that made people and forced us to still keep him relevant. So there are guys that cancel. So I think the key to surviving being canceled is number one, time. You got to let some time, but you got to also stay consistent with a high level quality of what you're doing. Like you can't get cold, because if you sit down too long and then only thing they're going to remember is what you canceled for. So the key is that you have to consistently still put out high quality stuff if you are somehow canceled. This is for all the brothers out there, because for some reason, that list that we just read off of all these people that's canceled, what do they all have in common?
They're gonna be all black men.
They all brothers. Right.
Man, black.
Exactly. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't other nationalities that get canceled, because there's a couple, like your boy who was on Seinfeld, was the white actor who said all of them racist things.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, him.
Little freaky HIV, giving them away the STDs to them women willingly.
Yeah, guys like that.
Was, what was his name? With the hair.
Oh.
You talking about the guy with the hair.
What guy with the hair?
He kept saying nigga on stage.
Gary Owen.
Oh yeah, that's my man from Seinfeld. That was the cat from Seinfeld. Kramer was his name on the show. I think it was Kramer, but yeah. So not saying that there aren't
the weird one,
other nationalities.
The one that was like he dressed weird.
Yeah. All I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, Kramer.
Yeah, him. All I'm saying is that the people that get canceled at a higher rate are of one demographic. And right. We seem to, and like I'm from Diddy to R. Kelly to Bill Cosby to everybody else I named that's on that list are all people of a certain tone. Now, I'm not saying that I don't condone anything that they did or they're guilty of. However, I am stating that it seems that they're held to a much stricter standard than those of other nationalities that have done worse. than what
Right.
these guys have done or accused of even doing. So all I'm saying is keep things in a proper context, and that's all. We just want accountability. So in cancel culture, all I'm saying, because this is something that is just a follow the leader mentality. One person say they don't like it, now all of a sudden they got a movement of people that's saying they don't like it. You crack a fat joke about me, and I'm fat, and I get upset. Now I'm going to motivate all the fat people to not like you and to be against you, and now you're canceled because you told me the truth. So I just think it's time to get rid of cancel culture. I like the time better when you could just not like somebody and you just don't like them. Like, I don't have to destroy somebody's career just because I'm not a fan of them. And that's what cancel culture literally is. It's destroying somebody's career because they don't agree with that person or what they did or what they said. So,
well, you know why it really all started. I mean, it's really a deflection on anything that black people try to do. It's just as simple. We don't want them saying the N word. We just took that word over.
Yeah.
So they want to say it so bad that they created a cancel culture. You know, to inflict themselves on anything that black people do. We're gonna put ourselves.
You know what? That's a good point.
Thing. So hey, we're oppressed too. You know, we get beat in the streets too. We understand y'all. And, you know, now we're walking alongside, you know, different communities of people who got mistreated, abused, all this other stuff, and then guess who with them? Blacks. Because
right by their side.
Yeah. So they try to mix everything in from us just trying to get freedom from slavery still. We just still trying to have basic respect. But everybody else wants to try to put their stuff in, so they created some cancel culture to keep everybody from doing what they really want to do. You know, I just feel like it's all a setup.
I agree, and I think too, Q, like, excellent point, man. You got a round of applause yourself for that one. That was some fire. Too, what I think it is, it's also a scare tactic, I think, because like you said, Q, you know, anytime, like, it just makes a brother think, like, no matter how high successfully I get, no matter how much money I make, or no matter how far I go in life, man can snap his finger just like that and make it all come crashing down. Like, one person, all it takes is for one person that says, you know what, this person, you know, offended me with what he said, or 10 years ago, look what I found him post on this website, or all it takes is for one person to snap their finger, and it's all come crashing down. That's a scare tactic for any successful brother, because then now we can't really be who we really want to be. We can't really say what we really want to say. We got to stay within this lane. We got to keep it status quo, because at any point somebody can get offended and upset, and then now I'm canceled, and there go my whole enterprise, everything. So we don't even really get to fully really be us, unless very few. Dave Chappelle, you know, I can't really think.
They let a few sprinkle in.
Yeah, a couple they'll let get on and just let us be us. But for the vast majority of us, we're not really able to be who we are, because there's this lingering halo or something hanging over us. That's Big Brother watching us, saying, okay, now watch what you do. Even me right now doing this, I say what I want, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, if I say something crazy, is this gonna come back? Like, is somebody gonna chop it up and splice it and make it sound, or AI my voice and make me say, like, yo,
stay in line.
Real thing, that serious thing. Respect, brethren. Carib Life Media in the building right now. It's my brethren. Yo, but nah, and Yanni, I'm sorry, I ain't mean to go off onto my little tangent, because, but I feel real passionate about cancel culture, because I done see a lot of my favorite people and celebrities. Some of them I grew up on Bill Cosby, man. Like, they canceled Bill.
That was my granddaddy. That was our TV granddaddy. What did y'all talking about? Bill
Oh
Cosby.
man,
A lot of legends, like
a
for
lot of
real.
people. Yeah, a lot of
You
people
know
got
what?
canceled. Yeah.
If you think about all our celebrities that we think are the greatest or whatever, as far as African American culture and people,
Yeah.
every last one of them got some type of stripe that they didn't found and placed on them. Whether it's Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, Prince,
Mm-hmm.
all the greats. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All of them.
Right. Something. They don't put something on them. Like you right. That's what I'm saying. We can never really get too comfortable. Like we can never get too comfortable. Bill Cosby almost he was like 70 something when the feds came in on him. Like it you can never get too comfortable.
So it seems like it's us, to America. It's all in them.
Yeah.
Look at them.
You're right. That's kind of the stigma that we carry, and when we walk around and when we show our faces, this is what America thinks of us based on these things. So we're gonna keep the train moving. But that topic, y'all let us know in the comments. Even though we move on to another topic, y'all drop in the comments how y'all feel about cancel culture overall. Like y'all with it, y'all not with it, whatever. Just drop it. Y'all already heard what we think about it and how we feel. So that's that. Now, man, we keep it going. Now, this is another topic that we wanted to get into, and then we got a couple of topics that Yanni Ma is going to drop on y'all head here in a moment. Now, these topics going to turn up from here on out, just goes up. Now, we're going to address something that a lot of people in our community and even out of our community have to deal with. A lot of times when you get into a relationship with somebody, they come with children. They come with other entities that were there before you came into the picture. You yourself, when you go into a relationship, unless y'all done been rocking out since y'all was in junior high and y'all done grew up together and came into this thing together, most people at a certain age when you get in a relationship, that other person or yourself is bringing kids into the mix. So that always poses, another dynamic when you're getting into a relationship with somebody. So my question for the panel here, and it's Yanni, as a lady, as a mother, I'm really interested in knowing your opinion on this. So when it comes to stepkids and raising stepkids, let me ask you this. Is there a different approach that you would have to raising someone's your stepkids if you was dating somebody that had kids and he brought the kids into the situation and y'all together? Do you approach parenting them differently based on how old they are, or do you just go into it like, this is me? Like, what's your process, or what would be your process if you're in a relationship with someone with kids?
First of all, the relationship with amongst me and whoever my spouse is, we have to be on one band, one sound, one accord anyway. And when you first start dating a man, I have learned with females, it might take us a little longer to meet the man kids versus the man will meet the female kids the second, third time. Come to the house, the kids there. What we're gonna do? Have them in the closet, lock them up, put them in the basement. See, it's different. So sometimes it be easiest. Sometimes it be hard because it just depends on the child, like and what the parenting from, because it don't got nothing to do with just the type of partnership you gonna come into the relationship with, what type of step parenting you gonna bring to the table. We worried about what type of parenting the child has already been had. So a lot of kids sometimes be already been raised. I can't say all the way wrong because everybody's parenting is different, but I'm just saying might be unorthodox from how you might raise your child. So when kids is rebellious, they don't be wanting to listen. Some kids after they get 10, 12, 13, oh, you not my mom, you ain't my daddy, you not my, you can't tell me what to do. I don't got to listen to you. So it's kind of bittersweet, and it's 2025, so it's like a whole different ball game. Everybody just got to be on the same accord. All I know, I'm not holding no favoritism, no nothing. If my child, the stepchild, the ex-child, somebody else's child, I'm going to treat them and raise them and teach them exactly how I taught my kid and how I was raised. So it's not going to be no favoritism and all that, because then that's when your kids start saying stuff. Oh, when I do this, I get some punishment, but little Johnny Appleseed come over and he do something and he get a slap on the wrist, so it's kind of bittersweet. You know, we can't just because you just dating somebody, just that don't mean that kid is saint. Basically, moral of the story. So my parenting to be different, and we not on the same page, and the kids and the parenting, and there's too much rebelliousness, and there's a lot of drama and negativity. Then I'm just remove myself. But I mean, if we on the same page, one accord, and we could work together and build us a nice, blended family, then hey, cool.
So
But
I mean, that's and you know what? In the movies, it always work out like that. Now,
in the movie.
And in the movies. Now, I done heard some horror stories. Now, I myself, in the past, I done dated people that had kids. Things was cool because kids love me. The kids were, pretty much like kid age, like from middle school, elementary school, around that age. So it was kind of natural and easy. And me being a father myself, it just flowed naturally. There was not a conversation that was had ahead of time and say, okay, so am I allowed to say this? Am I allowed to do this? Can I correct him if he does this? It wasn't no conversation.
Right.
It was
just gotta go with the flow.
It was just understood. Right. But like you said, this is a different era. This is a different time. So in this era, in this day and age, does a conversation need to be had? Because, and y'all in the comments, y'all chime in on this too. Like as a father and as a man, if you see your woman's son, let's say the son is like 9 years old, 10 years old, and the son ain't taking out the trash. The son is just sitting up in the room all day, playing games. The son don't do nothing. And you as, the stepdad come in and you see that. As a stepdad, do we have that permission to just go straight to the kid and be like, yo, get up off this game, get your ass out there, take this trash out and all that? Or do I need to go to the mother first and be like, look, he's not taking the trash out. Can I go tell him? Like some mothers will spaz out if you go say something to their kid. You feel me, Q? Like some mothers will be like, don't talk to my baby like that. Don't tell my baby get up and he can do it could be that situation. But you as a father,
you need to dip.
Yeah.
Dip on out of there. Because here's the thing though, be 100. Some of us out here, some people out here just got some bad ovaries and bad sperm. Let's just be real. The shit's not good, and we dropping off these dumbass kids.
Let's say bad
Let's
ovaries,
be real.
bad sperm.
The mix ain't right.
No, you're right. It ain't battering right. Like I don't know. Like it ain't the combo. But my brethren,
two toxic parents gonna do what?
Yeah, make a toxic child.
Let's talk about it. Oh, okay.
And real right, brethren. What I was saying by asking permission, that was me being sarcastic. But in this, like I said, in this day and age, things could go way left if you talk to somebody kid in a way that kid ain't used to being talked to, especially if mama ain't never talked to him like that. Mama ain't never made him do nothing. So when pops come, so there's so many different dynamics when you're approaching raising a stepchild or an established family that was there before you got there. Your style might not rock with their style. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if we can't be one band, one sound, then and right there to your style might not rock with it. So like I'm saying, so a single mother, okay, a single mother that got a mother of 3 boys, work full time, kids in school, basketball, extracurriculars. Now she got a boyfriend that not only he might be a father already, but he's an active stepfather too. So what do you mean if he's getting the kids back and forth to school and he's doing this, he providing a roof over their head, help paying bills, and we baby chastise them kids. It take a village, baby. Get him out my face, baby. Get him. I'm gonna be calling him on them. Fuck, like watch them kids because it take a village. So no, I don't want no like by the grace of God. I only had a daughter, but like if I would have had a son, yes, I would want father figure around. You know how? Because a lot of women complain. Oh yeah, his dad not around, but then you get a stepfather that wants to do more than what the real father was doing, and then you got a problem with it. That's what be wrong with these kids.
They're not used to it.
Yeah, don't touch my kid. Don't you ain't baby. Look, hold on. What either you want me to be in the child life or you don't. Either you want me to help him and support him and teach them like you want to be up in 26 in California by the time he's 17, right? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
Well,
nowadays you don't gotta they don't even care about. I mean, they care about the touching, but that it's just words. Nowadays you can't even have words.
Yeah.
Words are destroying people. Just words. People are so soft on words, especially when you talk about step parent situation. Words.
Yeah.
Sit your ass down. Take out that trash. Don't be talking to them like that.
Yeah. There's a lot of that.
Why you gotta cuss? Why you gotta? I mean, the world is tough, man. Especially if you raising a boy. You gotta show him toughness because ain't nothing sweet out here. Like.
Or the police gonna rough them up and show them tough.
They go. That's what's gonna happen.
Come on now, soon, and it could be a good child because this situation y'all already know, and then they could be coming home from school, and then what the police do, grab them, rough them all up, and do all this. Like you see, like you gotta teach them so they can be alert and be prepared for certain situations because it might don't be like slavery back in the day from what we was kind of grew up to and watching and seeing the movies, but it's still modern day slavery. It's just in different form.
Yeah, and like Q was saying, some of the horror stories that I heard from friends of mine that are step parents or stepdads is the main thing. What you said, that you ain't my daddy. Like when you're trying to correct the child, and then the child just
you ain't the daddy when it's time to listen, but you my stepdaddy. I love you, my best friend. When I need a little 30, 20 cents, $50 or something, here we go to school. I need a little snack.
I gotta buy you this game or something like that.
Yeah, then you daddy. So, what is there boundaries as a step parent that one must have nowadays? Like, if it's a special moment, like the daughter is going to the prom. And you're, as a step, is it overstepping boundaries to the biological dad if you basically fund and support and endorse the
more the merrier to me, baby.
So you're okay with what you saying? Both fathers.
Stepfather, stepdaddy, other stepdaddy, side daddy, other daddy. It take a village to raise these kids, and I need the world and the people to understand that. That's just like vice versa. If a man got two women like the other baby mama and the other baby mama, and they like Ari and Tiana. You see how they just went on a trip together? They having a good little vibe, and they come on now, they celebrating the kids' birthday together. What's wrong with that? What's wrong? Y'all better come in and take a shot together. Look what we did.
Yeah, that's in a perfect world. See, you on that movie stuff again. Like you on that.
That's not movie stuff. That's in real life. That was me and my baby daddy.
Yeah.
We cool. No, I'm dead serious.
Shout out to that brother. Like that.
We cool for real. Like we went like nothing like that. No, we went to the graduations. See me, got my daughter off to prom, did everything, baby, together. That was cool.
Wait a minute. So you saying your baby dad and your boyfriend, all of y'all went together with your daughter to the prom? It was like that?
To the graduation.
To the graduation?
Yeah, we was all at her. Hey y'all.
Oh well, graduation. Okay, yeah, of course.
And the little proms and any little events, anything that was around though. We were still in the same facility, and that was okay. We've never.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Now that's real cool. I could see something like that. But other little events, like little stuff like that, taking the kid to a football practice, picking them up. The biological dad may feel like that's my I take my boy to football practice.
Until he need Big Johnny to pick him up because he can't do it. Oh, let's talk about it. Everybody out because yes, in the real world, we plan stuff like as a parent and adult, we plan stuff. Like I'm just saying, you might plan on your intentions be get up in the morning, go to the laundromat, do this, do that, go to work. Boom, you feel what I'm saying? And do this and do all that. But then something might happen. You might get a flat tire, might have a car accident. You know what I'm saying? Anything. But then now, oh shit, who I'm gonna call? Pick me up and drop them clothes. Yeah, see. Now you gotta call the village. Stop being selfish. You got to use the village.
It does take a village. So with that village,
it's tough, though.
Right, it is.
Because it's the unspoken rule with baby daddies is if you my baby mama, you always mine, especially if you the number one baby mama. So that's how them niggas feel 100%. Let's just be honest. So sometimes it's a little low since we know that as men. Sometimes it's like a little low, like yeah, I'm gonna pull up on them just to see, what I'm saying, just to step in and
Just
interfere
to test,
with
like,
it.
so you saying,
Yeah.
okay, so you saying a lot of guys is just testing it just to
Oh
see.
yeah, because just to see, because your first baby mama, if you not with her, every nigga think that's his girl forever. Especially if she had the first kid with that, they got one kid together, and that's their first one. They
I mean,
they
I
think
could
they
see
got
that being true for a lot of people, but I
forever.
can tell you who it's not true for.
I
No
mean, it's
senum.
it's a selective few.
No, but yeah, and I'm one of
Most
those. So no,
mostly,
but that's a good point though, Q, because most brothers that I know do think like that.
I'm
That's
telling you,
their mentality. Like that's always gonna be.
it's
But that's why a lot of
that's
them don't want
always
to let
mine.
go when she
Yeah,
moves on and she's with someone else. They don't want to let that go because in their mind they can't fathom or imagine her being with anybody else but them. So that's why a lot of brothers crash out. But so getting back to that, and that kind of piggybacks and springboards onto this. How does the step parent handle disrespect? How do they handle disrespect from the child? Do they address the child about the disrespect? Do they address the other parent about the disrespect? Do they just hit them both with the deuces? Like, how does that step parent handle disrespect from the child? Anybody?
The parent, the child, and then if we can't come to terms of endearment, don't ask me for shit. I ain't doing shit. That's your child, not my child, and that's that. I'm not gonna be mean to him, be disrespectful. I might if I bring food in, the food, you know what the food is, but all that extra privilege stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
that's overdoing it, like you buying his friendship or something. I'm not your motherfucking friend. I'm with your daddy. I ain't with you.
yeah,
Technically, the
exactly.
kids is a bonus, and that's what we have to let people know when we be dating. That's like for real, because I done had some relationships or just back in the day where nope, they never seen my daughter or never been around my daughter none, because it's that's not their child. It's not their responsibility. I don't never even nothing. Don't ask them for a crumb. Don't ask them for nothing. A dollar, a penny, or a pencil, because that's my child, my responsibility, my way.
Yeah,
Real thing
I
that,
agree with
yo.
that. You got to build up to kind of beat somebody else's child.
You hear me? No, you got
As a
to.
dude who will be out there dating, if I'm dating somebody who got a child, she say, "You got a child? Okay, that's cool. I don't want to meet your child tomorrow. I
Right.
don't want to meet your child probably in the next couple months.
Right, because we
I don't
want
want
to
to
see
meet
it,
your
make
child.
sure that we going somewhere.
Yeah,
Because
because
then we
I
done met
might,
the
yeah,
child in the first week, and now the third month, we ain't even seen each other,
yeah.
nothing. That
And then I
little
didn't
John
grow
John
the
talking
attachment.
about, Daddy, where Teresa at? Mama,
Yeah,
where that man Michael you had up over here at the house?
and
Like,
then you find
you
out
know,
you ain't the only one.
uh,
Mm.
not just the only
You've been
one,
doing that.
and the real crazy part about it, and we got to go back to the old school dating, the old school, like what we were saying. Like, I don't want to meet your child. I don't want you to meet my child anyway, because there's too many fucking perverts and pedophiles out here nowadays. G,
Exactly.
come on, y'all. This is going to infinity and beyond now, for real, for real.
Yeah,
All the
exactly.
steps. If you look at the step woman doing something to the kids, the step father doing something to the kids, or the father doing something to the kids, or the mother like crashing out doing something to the kids, like for real.
Yeah, especially, if you have children that are of an age that can't really speak up for themselves or say anything for themselves.
Autistic kids, may they,
I can,
Lord,
yeah,
oh
I can
Jesus.
understand, having caution and having pause. But bottom line is, if you're in a relationship with somebody that already have children, there's maybe some challenges that come up, and we kind of gave you guys some of the things that could come up and how you can negate those things. So bottom line is, the communication piece. We talked about communicating it. We also talked about not tolerating disrespect and standing your ground. It's talking about when you have to take the back seat to the other biological parent, what kind of conversations need to be had about that. So there's just different rules and tips that we wanted to kind of help y'all out there with right here at the Sports Time Zone, because that's what we do. Now, let's keep the train moving because our time is getting thin, but Yanni Ma, she's going to tell us about, now, this was an interesting story because she was talking to us earlier about an athlete that fumbled the bag. If fumbling the bag was a person, Yanni Ma, without further ado, tell the people what the bomba clock was.
So you guys, man, oh man, it's another unfortunate situation. The football player, Quaydarius Davis, he was captured.
Hold on, wait, I'm sorry. Say his name again.
Quaydarius.
Quaydarius.
You see it? Quayy. Ain't that Quay?
Quaydarius.
Baby, okay. And
go ahead, Yanni.
He was captured on camera, almost unaliving his girlfriend, Jayana Monet, because she broke up with him.
Wow. So wait a minute. When you say he was caught on camera, almost
in an apartment complex, yes. The apartment complex caught him up. He choked her out and everything.
So what? Did he have like a career or a future ahead of him, or was he just a
he was a NFL prospect for Oklahoma. He was going, potentially give me a second. It's pulling up.
Wait a minute, Pressure. Ain't that Pressure team, Oklahoma Sooners?
Come on now, read it.
I think he went to he from Oklahoma. I think he went to Southern. Yeah, Southern University.
Yeah, and he's only 22. He's a Southern University wide receiver and NFL prospect. Was arrested in Tulsa, Oklahoma on Saturday the 12th. He faces charges of first-degree burglary, domestic abuse, and battery by strangulation, according to WAFB. I told he was arrested for the possible public allegations, but they would share the video evidence and a personal statement on social media. He's assaulted her following by a breakup. Wait a minute. There was in the mother of his child, which she says stemmed from discovering prior domestic violence claims involving Davis and the mother of his child. On their claim forced entry. So he forced entry into her house, physically assaulted her, and rendered her unconscious. Okay. Domestic violence.
But he crashed all the way out. Yo, Pressure, definitely you gotta hold that L. All of you Oklahoma Sooner fans, y'all gotta hold that L. My man crashed out just because his girl broke up with him.
Yes, he did.
He's a Gen Zer, ain't he? He's Gen Z. He gotta be. Because I mean, if he go to Oklahoma, that means he can't be more than 23 years old, 22, maybe around.
He's only 22 right now.
Gen Z, TZ Dave, you gotta hold some of this L too, because this is your generation that be crashing out. TZ, I know you watching. And boy,
emotional crash out.
Why y'all so emotional? You can't tell these young kids nothing. They start getting emotional.
Can't say no. You can't tell them no more. You can't even tell them how you feel.
You know why? It's because the parents spoil the hell out of these kids, and they never tell these kids no. So by the time they get older and the world tells them no, they don't know how to handle it. This kid, Quaydarius, was probably given everything. Whenever he asked for something, from the time he was a baby, he cried. His mama put something in, give him some food. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. Now he gets older, his girlfriend breaks up and tells him no. He crashes out and spazzes. That is exactly like the majority of, I'm going to call y'all out. Y'all Gen Zers are some emotional little crybabies, especially the boys, especially you boys. And it breaks me down to see a whole generation of brothers, because my son is a part of this generation, and I'm trying my best to raise him not to be like y'all. Y'all are sad. Y'all need to get it together, yo. That's like, for real. This is ridiculous. Go ahead, Yanni. I'm sorry.
No, that is because for real, it's just like everybody emotionally crashing out, and then emotion it's overwhelmed. Emotions basically leading to a breakdown, and so like you gonna let your body, your mind, your mentality, or just your feelings get to that point to where you just feel like you have a lot to lose, but you feel like at the moment you don't have shit to lose, and that's a sad case right there because his mom and them, you don't know how many football years. Come on, y'all, you feel me? Being a parent, how many cleats she done bought, how many fees and all type of uniforms she done bought throughout the years. That boy probably been playing football all his life. As soon as you get and not to be being funny, because ladies, y'all already know sometimes, baby, baby, you hear me? Put it up on him and don't know how to act. So maybe that's what it was. He probably ain't never had no whoop de whoop like that, baby, no more. She done did it some striving for a little bit of change.
Yeah,
Too much.
What Michael said up on I'm trying to see what that like. She trying to do it from the back. You hear me? We don't know what she was doing to that young man. You hear me?
Yeah, but
We
for
don't know
him
what she was doing to that young man. She probably snatched that baby soul 70,000 11 times.
Off them perks and all that other shit.
all that stuff that they be on, yo,
Molly.
like, nah, but it had to be something.
No, but the
nowadays-
thing, regardless if it's something or not, we just got to learn how to accept people's feelings for real. Just learn how to accept people's feelings no matter what.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, y'all stop crashing out, please, Gen Z. Like y'all, if our children are our future.
Baby, it's down below, down below.
Future. Real quick, I'm gonna adjust the chats, and then we got another topic from Yanni. Real quick, going back to the prior topic, Unleash the Champion says it definitely takes a village when it comes to raising stepkids. She did agree with you, Yanni. She said, yes, Yanni, it's real. She did this for her stepdaughter. And then Q, she addressed you on this question. It says, where is that rule, Q? That rule about the baby daddies and their first baby mamas. She wants to know where that rule
Tell them,
is.
sir. Come on, man. Tell them, where's it at? Show it to them. Point it out. Put it on the screen.
Baby
What
daddy.
What dictionary you seen this out of?
It says, when I got a baby with you, and you got a baby with me, and you ain't had no baby before, you mine forever. That's how they think.
What?
There you have it.
Even if we break up, they gonna come right. All you gotta do is call your baby dad. Man, somebody hit me. He gonna be driving over there. He gonna leave the girl. He gonna leave the girl he with. He driving over there full speed with his cape on. Who did that? I been saying he was gonna come, nigga.
They don't want to be safe. Don't say so. You don't want to be.
That's how they feel.
Oh man,
I don't want to be safe. Oh yes, I do. Yeah.
You try to be safe. All right, well.
Right, I don't, but I do.
Oh man. Unleash the Champion says how your partner handles their child's disrespect. He tells you a lot.
Come on, sis. Let's talk. I said that, baby. It depends on the parenting. It's the first 10 years of the kid's life tell how they was raised. I don't give a fuck what you say.
That's true.
And it's really the first 6, 7, 9 days because these kids they smart. They smart.
That's a good point. Because if that child is that disrespectful to someone that you care for, that says a lot about your parenting. Like, how did that happen? So that tells you a lot. That does say a lot. So,
and I just said though too, y'all, we have to stop addressing our spouses, stop just addressing the baby mamas and the baby daddies in front of the kids. Stop addressing family members and arguing in front of these kids. Only reason why I'm just saying this, I'm being for real, because I have a 5-year-old niece. When I tell you, so freaking smart, but when I tell you she's a human sponge who can't say nothing, she gonna remember down the line. She gonna say it. She crack jokes. She be talking like me. Sometimes she use my little lingo and all that, and that's just more of the story. It's like when kids be around you, baby, they is who they be around. They mimic what they see and what they hear. So that's another thing. If a mother being disrespectful to her, guy calling her bees and saying all this and all that, what kid gonna respect them when they seeing all this? They just walking their mama dog them out.
the kid is gonna be
You
just
ain't my
as
daddy, nigga.
disrespectful,
You know,
if
nigga, fuck you.
not
You know how
more.
kids be. Get to disrespecting, calling them bitches and hoes and all type of other shit. Like, wait
Yeah,
up, hold up, Charlie. Hold up.
yeah. Because if they see mama doing it, then they gonna do the same thing.
Or
So
they
it's
saying the daddy doing it
or
to the
daddy
mama.
or pops or somebody. It's a direct reflection. So I say disrespectful kids are a direct reflection of their parents and how they
Or
parent.
what they, or not just of the parent. Come on now. I'm going to say what they parents allowing to, though.
That's
The
true.
kids can get rebellious because I'm watching my mama let this man treat her bad and do all this, but then when I do something, she want to curse me out and do all this. I'm telling you, baby, that I ruffle some feathers, baby, with these topics. You know, I'm a kid advocate. I love the youth. I love the kids, but that they watch. We watch a lot of toxic stuff and we see toxic things. So sometimes we just, you know, we get rebellious. We don't know how to hold our emotions, and that's where the emotional crash out when the kids get older. Come on now, 10 years you've been getting in trouble. You've been getting punished out on punishment. You can't say no. You can't do nothing. Soon you feel you 12, 13 years old. What happened?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
You
you
had your
can't.
first fight. You might run away the first time. You might even try to fight your daddy for the first time or try to. So you got to start. If the earlier, the better.
The
Period.
earlier the
Point
better.
blank.
Don't expose your kids to toxicity. Like, don't be
No.
sitting down with your kid watching ratchet TV with your kid, pouring toxicity into their head.
Yes.
You know, and all
Or
of that
talking
stuff.
about. Or
Or
talking about anything in front of the kids,
yeah,
certain things, like because these kids need to be kids as long as they can. Why? Because they only really got 10, 12 years to be a kid.
and that's it. Yeah, you're right. And then good stuff, Yanni. Now let's jump into the situation that happened in Tallahassee.
What
Yanni
happened?
she was telling me about something that happened in Tallahassee at Florida State. It's in the news. They say people died. Like, it's like what
A school
what?
shooting. It was a school shooting. Florida State. At least 6 people were being treated for the hospital. It says 2 people are dead. Um, However, they're saying that it's a sheriff's deputy's son in custody. He's only 20 years old. He had access to one of his mother's weapons. Leon County Sheriff Walt McNeil said. All the people are at the Tallahassee Memorial of Healthcare Hospital. The university told students that the threat to the campus had been neutralized, but that the area around the campus is considered the crime scene. So basically, he's not shall we say unalive. They put him in they done locked him up.
Yep.
And then they talking about he was wearing a normal college dude shirt, an orange t-shirt and khaki shorts. I was walking and the guy pulls up in an orange Hummer, the student said, and he gets out with a rifle and shoots in my direction.
What? And no, they didn't put him down, and the police let him walk off. Man, let me guess what his nationality is.
Definitely a brother.
Like, what, Q? I'm about to fight you.
Ain't no way in the world.
Ain't that many niggas
they would have put him down before.
Right, before he started shooting the super cop. The super campus cop would have tried to shoot him if it was a brother.
Yeah. First of all, only black people at Florida State is the niggas on the football team, basketball team, or track.
Yeah, from the looks of it, you know, and I'm still just reading. They said the suspect advocated. Oh my God. That the suspect advocated for President Donald Trump's agenda and often promoted white supremacy values, even though the club was non-partisan and was about debate and political discourse. They said Puskin said many people in the club have labeled the suspect a fascist.
So wait a minute. So white boy, I ain't mean to cut you, but so white boy jumps out of Hummer and shoots at
shooting towards the school.
Shooting towards the school that has a lot of athletes that are African American, and
it's probably more. So it ain't just all African.
Well, no, I'm sure it's not. So he put people down. Basically, he got out the Hummer, started shooting. He killed a couple of people, and he walked away with his life.
basically. And he gonna probably be eating McDonald's by now and stuff too. Or a little Chick-fil-A or something.
He got him a McFlurry. He got him a 3 for 3. What they got? There's a
And
bundle.
bulletproof vest. And he's the sheriff's son, so
That's
they're
crazy.
gonna treat him with TLC.
That is crazy, yo. Like that is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's kind of
definitely
hard.
wild.
That's kind of hard to accept. But my condolences to the family of the victims. That's all we can really do is kind of pray for the victims.
Condolences. Yeah.
Yeah, hope the victims are okay. I'm sorry, their families rather. Hope the families of the victims are okay. And I do know that there are some survivors. So I know this is going to be a traumatic experience for a lot of them to get over. They're going to probably be remembering this for the rest of their life. And I just pray for their mental health and their mental sanity. Now, we have come to the end of the road. Well, time show flies when you're having fun. This is my favorite part of the show right here, Yanni. This is the part of the show that I love because we get to educate people. We get to talk to people about some of these all-time greats that you and I, or maybe people before us, had a chance to really enjoy and be a part of them. So this week's installment of the History Figure of the Week, brought to you by yours truly, brother Anumsi, Iani Mata Ferry Plug Mother, and a producer Q to Beat. Now, this week's History Figure is somebody that he came in a little bit before my time, but I still gotta show love to him because he paved the way for a lot of comics and comedians that came after him. I'm talking about Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Bernie Mac, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, all of these great comics, D. Ray Davis, Cedric the Entertainer, all of these comics came from this man's tutelage, this man's popularity, and this man's fame. I'm talking about the one and the only Richard Pryor, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Pryor is our History Figure of the Week. We were talking a little bit earlier about people that would have been canceled if it was them performing now. Richard Pryor was definitely one of them, y'all. He was the originator of raunchy. Well, he wasn't the originator, but he was one who revolutionized raunchy comedy. I mean, he had jokes about everything. Like when I'm talking about blacks, whites, Hispanics, Asian, Mexican, Jews, he was not afraid to get up there. And this was a time where black people, we was free, but we wasn't really free. Like we was, it was a lot of stuff that you had to be careful. He would walk into a room full of Caucasians and he would tell some of the blackest jokes known to man at that time, and they would eat it up. So he paved the way, Q. Wasn't he in Harlem Nights too, right?
Yes, of course. The legendary.
Yeah, he was in Harlem Nights. And that was a dope movie because it had a collection, a compilation of history's best comics. Red Fox was in there. Eddie Murphy was in there. Arsenio Hall was in there. My man here, Richard Pryor, was in there. And this just to name a few. What was the sister, the one who said, you're going to shoot me in the pinky toe? Yeah.
Not her name.
But so a long list of comics that
what is her name?
They wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Richard Pryor. So shout out to Richard Pryor. If y'all never seen any of his work before, y'all can go on
Della
YouTube.
Reese.
Della Reese.
Della Reese. Let's go. Okay.
There you go. Della Reese. And like I said, so many others. Y'all check out Richard Pryor online, listen to some of his stuff, and you'll see where a lot of your favorite comics got a lot of their swag from. A lot of them got it from Richard Pryor. And like I said, I didn't see him because I was just a baby or not even born when he was doing his thing. But for those of y'all that did get a chance to see him, y'all chime in too and let us know what y'all think about Richard Pryor. But that is this week's History Figure of the Week. Appreciate that, Q to Beat. Now, last 2-minute segment here, 2-minute turn up. Y'all already know how we get down. We just go around the world, talk about what we want to talk about. First and foremost, I just want to say this. My Miami Heat, you ain't playing tournament. I crapped all over. I shitted on my boys earlier this year. I admit that. I didn't think y'all boys was gonna do it. Y'all noom to noom wrong. Y'all made it to the play-in, and then y'all just tallywhacked the Chicago Bulls. Yes, Yanni, we just beat the brakes off of the Bulls in Chicago, by the way.
You said the what?
Yeah, we came up to Chicago and beat the brakes off the Bulls. So I'm
How
sorry.
about those Bears?
The Bears. Anyway, shout out to the Miami Heat. We got to play against the Atlanta Hawks next. If we beat the Atlanta Hawks, then we advance into the playoffs, and then we play against the Cleveland Cavs, which I think we might have a little chance if we get in. I don't want to get too happy, but shout out to the Miami Heat. Oh, yeah. Shout out to TZ Dave and his Milwaukee Bucks. Looks like Dame Lillard is coming back. TZ Dave told me weeks ago that he was coming back. I didn't think he would come back because he got blood clots in his leg. But apparently, he's off the blood thinners now, Q. So he's able to come back. So we're going to see what happened with Dame. Congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks. That's all I got for my 2 minutes. What do you say, Q?
I got to change my pick now.
Oh, you might have to if Dame come back. You got time to shuffle it. But go ahead, Yanni. My 2 minute turn up. Let's get it.
Okay, guys. As we close out today's episode, I want to leave you guys with this. Whether we're talking about cancel culture, blended families, or emotional breakdowns, it all comes back to one core thing: how we handle emotions, ours and others. Letting go isn't about walking away from responsibility. It's about releasing control, judgment, and pain that no longer serving you or your relationships. We've seen what happens when people don't process their emotions. We see it in the headlines and relationships that turn dangerous, and households full of silence instead of healing. Emotional crash outs are real, and they don't just happen out of nowhere. They build up when people feel unheard, invalidated, or trapped. That's why communication matters. That's why empathy matters. And that's why respecting people's feelings, especially children, it isn't optional. It's necessary. Kids learn how we move, how we speak, how we recover. They learn it from us every day. So let this be a reminder. Take time to understand your emotions. Give others the grace to express theirs and keep doing the work. Growth takes time, but the peace and connection that comes with it worth every step. Thank you guys for tapping in today. Until next time, keep healing, keep learning, and above all, keep showing up with love.
Yes, Yanni Ma, appreciate that. Nice. Q to beat, you want to take us home?
Appreciate y'all for coming out. Basketball games tomorrow, definitely check them out. The Heat, Hawks, Mavericks, and the Grizzlies. Grizzlies, it's your last chance. Both of y'all, it's y'all last chance to try to make it in.
Yeah.
Y'all get ready for this NFL draft coming up next week. So let's
next week.
Yep. I definitely think Cam Ward will be the first quarterback. But we've been saying that, so
we've been saying it.
Let's get it, man. Till next time.
Till next time, yeah. Absolutely. I think Cam Ward will be the number one overall pick, just like Q to B said. 1 week from today, the NFL draft Thursday. Y'all tune in and lock in. For my panel, Yanni Ma, my producer, Q to B, and my co-host TZ Dave, who's not here with us. I am Brother Numsi, aka Numsi Noom. This is the Sports Time Zone edition, Out of Bounds, and we will catch y'all on the flip side.
Mm-hmm.